incidentally deal with yourself. The situation of the people of the world and yours leaves much to be desired. I feel pity for you. You allow the fowl, goat, and all creations to have rule over you. That is the cause of your problems, even though you don't see it to be sinful. Whoever surrenders himself to anything is dead already. You were born into this world and you grew up to be told there are magicians, money doublers, swindlers, and extortioners, or that such and such a person's money was swindled from him, and even though you have heard the story about swindlers and dupes, have they not duped you? They will continue to dupe you even for 100 years to come. Why are you still in this immature game? It is because you have surrendered yourself to such tendencies. You have been told Adam, Eve, Cain, Abel and others died. People have been dying from that time till date. But for mere hearing, your small child is dead, you start to shiver and weep. Why are you doing such a thing? Is it for the fun of it? Are you not matured till now? Is death a new thing? It is bizarre for you to have surrendered your heart to such things. The same thing is applicable to somebody who is sick. You have heard, right from Adam to the time of your forefathers, people always desert the sick persons, and then, because somebody is sick, you consciously forsake him. Why is it so? The reason is not far-fetched. You have grossly allowed the things of this world to dominate your whole life. Brotherhood of the Cross and Star is God's kingdom. The cross signifies sufferings and tribulations which one has to bear. But when we hop around somebody in time of plenty only to desert that person, when riches are no longer there, then it tells on us, we had our hearts and soul controlled by the man's wealth. Every person does the same offense. The children, mother, father or somebody deserts his friend and curses him, because he does not swim in wealth any longer. Others will claim, Nemesis has visited him, because he used his money for drinking and frolicking with prostitutes. Are you not the ones who caused his money to be exhausted? If we were to submit ourselves to God and keep his injunctions, and stand firm with whoever is sick or dead and live less worried, realizing there is no death, then you will be free. Why are you bothered? Because somebody is dead. There is nothing like death, sickness or lack, and there is no problem. Surrender yourself not to the things of this world, but to God. If you plunge your mind into the things of this world, it shall yield you no profit and you will be troubled at heart, but with God you are free. What manner of people are you that you cannot refrain from sins? Ever since Adam, Eve, Cain, Abel and others started committing sins in the past, are you not fed up now in this act? Can't you return home now? You realize, brotherhood has no business with sinful acts. Why are you brotherhood, and yet when somebody offends you, you vow you will undo him so he will know the type of family you come from? Your father did same and had no reward. Enslave yourselves to God. Surrender yourself to God. Instead, you surrender your body and mind to mischievous activities. You at times declare publicly, you are going to Ekpaboil to prepare concoction to teach somebody a lesson. What actually are you doing? You are bought over by the lust for these tendencies. There is a movement and organization in overseas called moral rearmament. That means, when you are offended you do good to your offender. Dr. Nandi Ezekiel is a member of that organization. The motto of the organization is, when somebody offends you, if you are a member of that organization, it is your duty to go and beg that person and plead with him to forgive you. You have to settle peaceably your disputes. They are fed up with the atrocious life of the whole country and they decided to live that way. Such is the work of brotherhood. Ever since we started taking vengeance, what benefit have we and the inhabitants of the world achieved? When you argue, you don't give up things easily. What about your forefathers who did what you are doing today? Are they still living? If you go to the prison overseas, you will discover prisoners are not tortured and humiliated, as done in Nigeria. Prisoners are not punished and they are paid salary, they wear what they like. But in this part of the globe prisoners are tied to stakes, and shot to death. Others are punished in various ways. Until now, are you fed up in this atrocious act of yours? I want you to listen to our second lesson, as it is going to be read. That is your homework. Take a record of your wickedness from Adam, and since you started killing, disgracing, defiling, drinking, fornicating, indulging in diabolical practices and doing other unseemly things, yet to no avail. Now the whites have come to their wits' end. They have seen their ignorance. The Germans are not left out in this issue of eye-opening. You have been fighting, quarreling and killing. Do you eat the corpse of those you kill? And even though you may eat it, will it satisfy you? If somebody dies, will somebody not be born? What indeed is relatively new? We look for a new thing now. This is the new heaven and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. That is the new thing which we yearn for. Second lesson, Galatians chapter 6 verse 1. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. Restore your brethren to their previous state. Have you heard that? Release overseas. If you are reported to the police will not come and arrest you indiscriminately. Your telephone number will be taken and somebody will dial your number and advise you to report to the police station, and then will you go there? If any policeman attempts to arrest you without following this protocol, he will be charged for assault. That is the case over there. They have realized, all this time they have been beating mankind, punishing and torturing him, no benefit has come out of that. And all this time, you have been bullying, cheating, beating up people and bearing malice against others, discriminating and charging others to court. You have imprisoned, killed and tortured the rest. What good has come to your family? Have you lived long? Where are your parents and great-grandparents? Are you not fed up with this act of gross sinfulness? Over here there is a death penalty for whoever commits murder, but in the Western world such a thing does not arise. The culprit will be given life imprisonment over there. He lives there permanently without going out again. But logically, if somebody kills and you kill him, don't you know you will be killed? If you condemn somebody to death, note, you are also dead. The whites have started to realize things which they did not know in the past, because they lacked the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is illuminating their path now. But imagine a large continent like Africa. Instead, for you to unite in one and form a formidable front, you tend to segregate and avenge yourselves. Over here, if you happen to be the driver of a vehicle involved in an accident, and you have knocked somebody down, if you don't run away, the inhabitants of that area will surround you with sticks, clubs, matches and guns, set your vehicle ablaze and finally kill you. At times it does not even concern them in any way, and if you were up to 2 people, both of you will be killed, making the number of corpses 3. What profit is there in doing such a thing? In other words, you cause somebody you suspected to have stolen your property to be apprehended and jailed. By so doing, have you retrieved your property? Is that thief in the prison for your own good? What really is your gain? Combat does not terminate at throwing down an opponent. The family of the person imprisoned and their community members will challenge that act, and it will not be that easy for you. That trouble caused by the 2 families or communities will raise dust. What goes on in the world is tit for tat. A great many mishaps we have heard about in the Western world occurred accidentally, but that of the blacks, they act devilishly and unjustly. You are ruled by sins and evils. Sin has eaten deep into you as a cankerworm. The infant, adult, young, old, man or woman commits evils. There is nobody who is ready to do anything good. You move about with your knife tied round your waist. And the black man does not believe in the word accident. That is why our second lesson says, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. But if we beat such a person, or punish him in whatever way necessary, it means we have committed the worst crime. Who has not offended amongst us? Right now, as we are seated here listening to the gospel, should anybody now disturb either by shouting, or misbehaving anyhow, everybody will run to his direction. He will be captured, and before you know it, he has been tied legs and hands and thrown on the ground, his legs twisted and his neck squeezed. He will be beaten and dealt with ruthlessly. When you act in this way, don't you know, your punishment is greater than his? As children of God, if somebody does something which is not good, admonish him peacefully and gradually he will change. And in the end you will show to him his fault without hurting his feelings and yours too. If somebody steals your property, don't broadcast it, but get close the culprit and exhort him peacefully and gently. In the end you will successfully make him realize his fault without being angry with you. If you report a thief to the police and he is arrested, don't you know, your sin is greater than his? If you take him to the soothsayer, juju priest, or witch doctor to cast lots and know the truth, don't you think your offense is greater than his? If you curse and beat him up, don't you know you have also offended? That is why you are asked to take heed.